Good morning. This is a breaking news special report. Tonight, a major political shakeup in Washington. President Donald Trump has removed Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem from her position, triggering intense reactions across the political spectrum. The decision comes after a week of heated congressional hearings, allegations of mismanagement, and a controversy that reportedly pushed the president to his breaking point. Now, Trump has nominated Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin to replace her, calling him a MAGA warrior and a key ally in his immigration agenda. Tonight, we break down what led to Noem's removal, the controversy surrounding a $220 million ad campaign, the political drama behind the scenes, and what this means for U.S. immigration policy going forward. This is breaking news. President Donald Trump announced Thursday that he was removing Kristi Noem as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, one of the most powerful positions in the U.S. government. The Department of Homeland Security, often referred to as DHS, oversees immigration enforcement, border security, counterterrorism operations, and disaster response. The announcement came through Trump's social media platform, where he confirmed that Senator Markwayne Mullin would take over the role starting March 31st. Despite the sudden removal, Trump publicly praised Noem's work, saying she delivered spectacular results, especially on the border. But behind the scenes, reports suggest tensions had been building for weeks. This marks the first cabinet-level firing of Trump's current presidential term, and it immediately sparked political shockwaves across Washington. The conflict reportedly reached a boiling point during a congressional oversight hearing earlier this week. Lawmakers grilled Kristi Noem over a controversial $220 million government advertising campaign designed to discourage illegal immigration. The campaign featured dramatic messaging aimed at migrants, urging them not to enter the United States illegally. However, the hearing quickly turned tense. During questioning, Noem stated under oath that President Donald Trump had personally approved the advertising campaign, but Trump later denied knowing anything about it. That contradiction reportedly infuriated the president and raised questions about whether the Department of Homeland Security had misrepresented the project. Some lawmakers also questioned whether companies tied to political allies had benefited from the campaign contracts. The hearing became one of the most explosive oversight sessions of the year. But the advertising campaign was not the only controversy surrounding Noem. Another moment during the hearing reportedly made the situation even worse. Lawmakers asked her about allegations of a personal relationship with political advisor Corey Lewandowski, a longtime ally of President Trump. Noem declined to directly answer the question. According to multiple reports, that moment became the final straw for Trump and senior officials in the administration. Inside the White House, sources say tensions between Noem and other national security officials had already been growing. Critics accused her department of mismanagement and controversial immigration enforcement actions. Some operations led to intense criticism from civil rights groups and lawmakers on both sides of the political aisle. By the time the hearing ended, the pressure had reached a critical level. Within days, Trump made his decision. Now the focus shifts to the man chosen to replace her. Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma is expected to become the new Secretary of Homeland Security, pending Senate confirmation. Mullin is known as a strong ally of President Donald Trump and a vocal supporter of the administration's immigration policies. Before entering the Senate, he served for nearly a decade in the U.S. House of Representatives. He is also known for his unusual background for a U.S. senator. Mullin is a member of the Cherokee Nation and was once a professional MMA fighter before entering politics. Trump described him as a leader who would work tirelessly to keep America safe and secure the border. Supporters say Mullin will bring aggressive enforcement policies to DHS. Critics, however, worry that his appointment could signal an even tougher immigration crackdown. Despite the firing, Kristi Noem is not completely leaving the administration. President Donald Trump announced she will take on a new role as Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas. This new initiative is expected to focus on regional security cooperation across the Western Hemisphere. Details about the program are still emerging, but officials say it could involve partnerships with Latin American countries on migration and security issues. Some analysts believe the move allows Trump to avoid a total political break with one of his longtime allies. Others say it is effectively a demotion. Reaction in Washington has been immediate. Some Democrats welcomed the decision, arguing that Noem's leadership at DHS had been controversial and divisive. Meanwhile, several Republicans praised Trump's choice of Senator Markwayne Mullin as a strong defender of border security. Political analysts say the move reflects Trump's determination to keep immigration policy at the center of his administration. With the U.S. one last wolf law virkolang tuam law border debate still dominating American politics, the leadership of the Department of Homeland Homeland Security could play a crucial role in the months ahead. Beyond the political drama in Washington, the removal of Kristi Noem has reignited a much larger debate: the future of U.S. border policy. Immigration has been one of the most defining issues of the Trump administration. From the construction of border barriers to stricter asylum policies, the White House has repeatedly argued that strong enforcement is necessary to protect national security. Supporters of the administration say these policies have reduced illegal crossings and strengthened the country's control over its borders. However, critics argue that some of these measures have been too aggressive, raising concerns about humanitarian conditions, asylum rights, and the treatment of migrants at the border. With Markwayne Mullin potentially stepping in as the new Secretary of Homeland Security, many analysts believe the administration could double down on these enforcement strategies. The question now is whether the new leadership will bring stability or even more controversy. Sources familiar with internal discussions say the decision to remove Kristi Noem was not made overnight. Behind closed doors, tensions had reportedly been building for weeks among senior advisors and White House officials. Some officials were frustrated with how the Department of Homeland Security handled several high-profile operations. Others were concerned about political optics, especially as immigration continues to dominate headlines across the country. In Washington, perception can be just as important as policy. When controversies begin to overshadow the administration's broader message, leadership changes often follow. While Trump publicly praised Noem's performance, insiders say the White House wanted to send a clear signal that accountability still matters at the highest levels of government. The political implications of this decision could extend far beyond the Department of Homeland Security. With the 2026 election cycle already beginning to take shape, immigration and border security are expected to remain central campaign issues. Both major political parties are preparing to frame the debate in very different ways. Republicans are likely to emphasize enforcement, border control, and national security. Democrats, on the other hand, may focus on immigration reform, humanitarian protections, and oversight of federal agencies. The removal of a high-profile cabinet member could become a powerful talking point in the political battles ahead. For some voters, it may signal strong leadership. For others, it may raise questions about stability within the administration. Either way, the decision has already become part of a much larger national conversation. In the broader context of American politics, moments like this highlight just how powerful the role of cabinet officials can be. The Department of Homeland Security is responsible for some of the most complex challenges facing the country, from border enforcement and cybersecurity to disaster response and counterterrorism. Leadership changes at DHS can influence policies that affect millions of people, both inside and outside the United States. For President Donald Trump, the decision to replace Kristi Noem may reflect a strategic move to strengthen his administration's message on immigration and security. But for Washington observers, it also reveals how fragile political alliances can become when controversies escalate. As Senator Markwayne Mullin prepares for what could be one of the most challenging roles in the federal government, all eyes will be on the next chapter of this story. Because in Washington, political shakeups rarely happen in isolation, and often they are just the beginning of something bigger. For now, one thing is clear. The sudden removal of Kristi Noem marks one of the most dramatic political shakeups of the year. And with Donald Trump doubling down on his immigration agenda, the story is far from over. We will continue to follow every development. For now, thank you for watching this breaking news report. Stay with us for the latest updates.